Hi everyone, my name is Jamie Legere and I wanted to pop on here to talk a little bit about my experience as a Stella and Dot stylist and why I chose to become a stylist and basically kind of where I'm at today. So I have been a stylist now for, it'll be 3 years in February that I signed up. I think I signed up like the very last minute of January 31st or something was the last day for a sign-up special, and I signed up then. Initially, I think it was probably about 4 or 5 months before that, I didn't really know a whole lot about Stella and Dot. I'd seen a couple pieces in magazines, and one in particular was the Renegade bracelet that I knew I wanted, and I knew you couldn't just go buy it in a store. So I then just kind of researched and it just happened that a stylist in my area popped up. So messaged her, she talked to me about hosting a little style session. I was hesitant at first because I thought I didn't want to bother people and I didn't think that I would get any sales, but I thought, oh well, it wouldn't hurt. So I did host one, and all I basically wanted and hoped for would be that I'd get enough credits that I could get my Renegade bracelet for free. And lo and behold, I ended up with, I think, over $700 in free jewelry. And during that style session, I think other than the initial few hours that it was in my home, the rest was all done online through a Facebook event. And I think in the end of it, I ended up posting more pictures and things about just the jewelry in particular than the stylist that was hosting with me. And she kind of teased me and said, like, you know, you're really good at this and you're posting things before I even get a chance to. And I really enjoyed it. But didn't think anything about becoming a stylist myself at the time. I think once I placed my hostess order, I ended up with over $1,000 in jewelry when you think of the credits that I had plus the half off items. So got that in, and then began the obsession with the jewelry and the accessories. So then I started thinking, like, how can I get more? I can't host a style session every 2 months to get all this for free. That's not going to make sense, and that's not going to work. So how can I do this? So I then started researching sample sales to get my hands on some other pieces at a discount. So I ended up finding a necklace that was being sold through a stylist sample sale on Instagram at the time. This was, like I said, about 3 years ago. And I ended up buying the necklace, and we talked a little bit. We ended up having to correspond a bit. Obviously beforehand, I had no idea where she was, and it turns out that she was in Nashville, Tennessee, and I am in New Brunswick, Canada, so that's a big distance. But I got the necklace, fell in love, messaged her a little bit more. We ended up talking a bit more just because we both loved the jewelry. It was really natural, the conversations. Then I think about a month after that, or maybe a couple months after that, was a sign-up special, and I hummed and hawed about it, went over it over and over and over in my head thinking, can I do this? I am naturally a really shy person. Is this going to be too much? I work full-time as a nurse. I thought, is this really something that I'm going to be able to do? But with my new friend in Nashville helping me and answering all of my questions, I decided to take the leap and do it. And if nothing, I was going to get a lot of free jewelry in the process. So I did it, and she ended up being my upline, like my mentor. And funny enough, the fact that she is in Nashville didn't really make much of a difference at the end of the day. There was a huge distance between us, but she was always there for me if I had a question, if I was nervous, because like I am really, really shy. So this was a big deal for me to kind of come out of my shell and have to really talk to people, socialize, and she was there for me every step of the way. So I ended up hosting my first style session of my own as a stylist in my own home, and that was really successful. It was so much fun. Even my husband got involved. He was handing out drinks and walking around with hors d'oeuvres, and it was a blast. I loved it. So that night went well, and then a couple months after that, I had somebody who wanted to host in their home, and that ended up being a huge deal for me because, again, really shy, having to go into someone else's home. I did know her, but I did not know any of the people that she was inviting. So I was ready to throw up, but pushed myself, did it anyway, and it went really, really well. Met a lot of wonderful people there as well. And I guess that's kind of just been how I have been working as a stylist. Nothing, there's no pressure to do anything. Since I do work full time, I do put as much time as I can into my Stella and Dot business, but there's no pressure to do or sell anything. If I'm having just a rough go at work, I'm working a lot, I'm really tired, like there's nothing I need to do. If I need to take a step back, I can. So that's one of the things that I love about the business. I am not somebody that you would consider ever being top in the company or a top sponsor or, sales or anything like that, but I'm okay with doing what I do. I work as a nurse full-time, and it's not the most glamorous of careers. As much as I love it, it's really fulfilling. I like girly things. I like to get dressed up. I like to wear bling, and I can't exactly do that to the extent that I like at my day job. So this was definitely an outlet for me in that regard, that I could get dressed up on my days off, and to be honest, still going to work with some pretty studs and very like a delicate, like my celestial choker. I wear that every day, so I can wear that to work, and still got lots of compliments on the delicates as well. So it just helped me find something outside of my work to help kind of fill the void that I felt in my life. So that in itself is wonderful. I'd like to go back to my Nashville friend because she is definitely, I think, one of I would say the biggest part of why I love being a stylist. It is the fact that I have met her. She is probably one of my favorite people in the whole wide world. She is, and always has been, super supportive of me, whether it be in my personal life, or Stella and Dot. She's always been there. And if it wouldn't be for this business, I would never have met her. So I wouldn't give that up for anything. I've also met a lot of other wonderful girls all over Canada and the United States because of this business. And that's something that, as an introvert and super shy, I never would have had the opportunity to do. And it definitely has filled my cup. So even though I am not super active and out having style session after style session and selling all the time, I always have this community that is, it's just been there for me, helps to support me, and I love to see other women support each other and do things that make them happy, and this is it for me and for so many others. So I guess that being said, if you have any hesitations or questions about becoming a stylist, I would encourage you to ask the questions, but I also would encourage you to take the leap, because I did, and I have zero regrets having done it. And I now have, like I said, this huge community, as well as one of my best friends that I met through this company. And all the while, I've got lots of pretty jewelry and bling to wear. So I guess in closing, I will say that it is what you want it to be. It doesn't have to be something that takes up all of your time. And if you don't have the time to put in that week, you don't have to do it. If you have a family, which I do, if you have a job, which I do, you still have the time to put into those aspects of your life, and this does not have to take away from it. It basically adds to it. It has made me, I think, a happier person, a better person, and I'm so grateful for this company for having given that to me. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Basically, I think you can tell I'm happy that I made the decision, and I hope you make that decision as well. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful fall.